So in a shocking twist of fate, it is time to do something I never thought would need to get done. I have to get my engine mounts replaced. See, amazingly, at 118,000 miles, they finally went. So I brought the car back over to Blue Label Racing, and we are going to get them fixed. So I need to get a new upper engine mount on this side, a new dog bone down below, and we're gonna add an insert to the one on this side. But to do all this, I'm gonna show you some footage that was taken by the technician as he installed everything. So let's get to it. So this is footage that was provided to me by Collin. He's one of the technicians at Blue Label Racing. He specializes in minis. It's one of his favorite cars. So I figured only fitting that he be the one to do the work on my car. Now, as you can see, we had to get the engine mount out on this side of the vehicle, and he's working his butt off to do this, and there was a lot of footage. There was at least 2 hours of footage, and I had to condense it down into a lot shorter footage. As you can see, he had to take the headlight out in order to get in there, and if you notice the dental tool he's using, it actually does sound like he's doing some drilling while he is working on the vehicle. So there is that. There's a lot going on here. He is doing an awful lot of work, and as you can see, it just takes a lot of time to get everything done. And then getting in there with the right tools to get everything out. And amazingly, he did this without having to take a lot more off the vehicle. I thought he'd have to take a lot more, like the frame support along the front, the core support, and he didn't have to remove that either to get it out. He did jack up the engine later, as you'll see, to loosen the engine mount so that it would come out. But he really fought this thing to get it out of the car. And there you go, he's shimmying it out from the vehicle without having to do much other work aside from that. Now, these cars are really, really tight in the engine bays, and as you can see, there's the old mount and the new one side by side. He's going to have to transfer some stuff, but he's showing you how the old mount had failed, and it really did fail. It was leaking some oil out too, but there it is. It was torn right around the edges there. So it was definitely done. That mount had gone 118,000 miles before it finally went. And there he is putting in the PowerFlex inserts. We did decide to go PowerFlex inserts around the entire vehicle. Decided that was the best way to go. I've been using PowerFlex bushings on most of the upgraded parts on the car, including the lower control arms, so it seemed only fitting to do that with the engine mounts as well. And as you can see, you do have to apply a little bit of effort to push it into the engine mount. Not an easy task. He got a few in. I think he had to use a vice clamp or a vice to clamp it in, get a little bit tighter in there, but managed to make it work. But as you can see, he eventually did bring it over and got it on a vice, and then he used a clamp to push it in. There you go. So he also has to remove some fittings from the old mount and install them on the new mount before he can reinstall the new mount. So there he is putting the mount back in the vehicle. And you'll see later he actually had to shake the engine to get everything lined up. So he's now getting the mount in there. The mount is back in, but now he has to move the engine to get it lined back up so the holes line up so he can put the bolts through, which he managed to do. Now when we get to the transmission mount, which is on the driver's side of the car, that's where things get a little scary, and definitely something you want to let a professional do, and you'll see shortly what I mean by that, because there was a lot going on there. I think he even had to disconnect the DME module from the car in order to get in there. They had to take the airbox out, everything, just to get to that mount. Yep, so here they go. There's my Dynon intake coming out. And the cool thing is he took it out as one unit, so he didn't have to take it all apart. But yeah, they have to remove a lot of these panels. They even had to take the battery out, as you'll see shortly. So there's a lot of stuff that has to come out to get to these parts. This is German engineering at its finest, and that's not a dirty word in the auto industry. German engineering just means the car is overbuilt, not underbuilt. I've seen cars that are overbuilt, and I've seen cars that are underbuilt. BMW and Mini tend to overbuild their cars. They're built incredibly well, and this is a textbook example about overbuilding. They are built incredibly well. So as you can see, he has to disconnect all the connectors for the electronics on that side in order to get in there. There you go. He got it out. And now he can set that module aside. And now he can get to the engine mount, which is buried way down in there. I mean, he genuinely knows what he's doing. This is not the first time he's done this, I'm sure. But it's interesting watching him. It's almost like a surgeon. He's just very methodical when he works on these cars. If you ever happen to go by Blue Label Racing and you see him, he's wearing headphones because he is concentrating on working on those cars. But there's the engine mount or transmission mount, and he's putting in the PowerFlex insert on that side as well. Getting that all in there and getting ready to go, and now putting it back into the car. This is a reason why you do not want to do this kind of work on your own car. There's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of electronics in these new cars. You really just don't want to mess with it. So there he is, putting all the panels back in. That goes below the airbox. That's the battery tray, actually. And he had it bungee off to the side as well, so it wouldn't fall back in. Reconnecting all the harnesses. And he's done this enough times that he knows where the harnesses plug in. That being said, I think the harnesses can only plug into certain spots, so I don't think you can plug these in incorrectly. But they do get kind of tangled every once in a while, as you can see. There he is, putting the intake back in. So let me know in the comments below if you would want to tackle this kind of project yourself, or if you'd rather leave it to the professionals. I personally would rather leave it to the professionals. And as you can see from the video, it was a lot of work. And the last thing you'll see shortly is he'll do the dog bone mount along with the dog bone insert, and that will round off the complete upgrade to the car. So new engine mounts. At some point I'm going to do a review and let you all know how everything's been handling, especially now that I'm at 127,000 miles. But there you have it. This concludes the engine mount install on my JCW. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like these PowerFlex bushings, we might be able to get you info on them. If you want to check out Collin's content, he does a lot of Mini Cooper as well as Mazda Miata, but right now he's been doing a lot of grid life stuff with his R50 Mini. Check out his YouTube channel at Collin Reeser, and he has some great content. Definitely worth a look. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you like what you see, check out more content on this channel at the end of this video.